The year is 332 BC. The world is on the cusp of monumental change, and the stage is set for one of history's most iconic figures to make his mark. Alexander the Great, the Macedonian king who conquered Persia, marches triumphantly into Memphis. His arrival is not just a military victory, but a symbolic gesture of his expanding influence. This ancient city, the former capital of Egypt, throws open its gates to the young conqueror. The people of Memphis, aware of his legendary conquests, welcome him with a mix of awe and trepidation. He is just 25 years old. Imagine the spectacle. A young man, already a legend, riding through the streets with the confidence of a seasoned ruler. Victorious soldiers, gleaming armor, a city buzzing with anticipation. The air is thick with the scent of incense and the sound of jubilant cries. The people of Memphis are eager to see what this new ruler will bring. Alexander is here to claim a prize more valuable than gold, the Pharaoh's crown. This crown symbolizes not just power, but a divine right to rule, a connection to the gods of Egypt. Alexander wasn't just a warrior, he was a visionary. He understood that true power came from more than just military might. It required wisdom, strategy, and the ability to inspire loyalty. He understood the power of symbolism. By adopting Egyptian customs and symbols, he could legitimize his rule and win the hearts of the Egyptian people. By becoming pharaoh, Alexander could unite the Egyptian people under his rule. This act of coronation was more than a mere formality. It was a strategic move to solidify his power. He could tap into their ancient wisdom and vast resources. The libraries of Egypt held knowledge that could aid his future conquests and governance. This was no small ambition. Alexander's vision extended far beyond the borders of Egypt. He saw himself as a unifier of cultures, a bringer of a new era. This was a pivotal moment in history. Alexander's arrival in Memphis marked the beginning of a new chapter, one that would see the blending of Greek and Egyptian cultures and the rise of a new world order. Memphis wasn't just any city. It was a thriving metropolis, a hub of culture, politics, and religion. Imagine walking through its bustling streets, filled with merchants, artisans, and priests, all contributing to the vibrant life of the city. It was the beating heart of ancient Egypt. The city was alive with the sounds of commerce and the whispers of ancient secrets. Every corner of Memphis held a story, every stone a piece of history. For centuries, it stood as a symbol of their power and glory. Think about the pyramids. Think about the Sphinx. These monumental structures were not just tombs or statues. They were testaments to the ingenuity and ambition of a civilization that sought to reach the heavens. Think about the pharaohs buried in the Valley of the Kings. These were not just rulers, they were considered gods on earth, their tombs filled with treasures and inscriptions that spoke of their divine journeys into the afterlife. This was a civilization that commanded respect. Their architectural marvels, their art, and their literature have stood the test of time, inspiring awe and admiration even today. A civilization steeped in tradition and religious beliefs that stretched back millennia. Their rituals and ceremonies were intricate, designed to honor the gods and ensure the balance of the cosmos. Memphis was a sacred city. It was a place where the divine and the mortal worlds intertwined, where temples and shrines were built to honor the gods and goddesses who watched over the land. It was home to the temple of Ptah, the god of creation. This temple was not just a place of worship. It was a center of learning and culture, where priests and scholars gathered to study the mysteries of the universe. Ptah, the sculptor of the universe, held a special place in the Egyptian pantheon. He was believed to have created the world through the power of his speech, and his influence was felt in every aspect of Egyptian life. For Alexander to be accepted by the Egyptians, he needed to embrace their gods. He needed to show reverence for their traditions and integrate himself into their culture, proving that he was not just a conqueror, but a true leader who respected the heritage of the land he now ruled. He needed to understand the soul of their civilization. To truly rule Egypt, Alexander had to become a part of its ancient legacy, to appreciate its depth and complexity, and to honor the gods and traditions that had shaped it for millennia. Alexander had learned a valuable lesson conquering the Persians. Brutal force might win battles, but it doesn't win hearts and minds. He couldn't simply impose his will on Egypt, he needed to earn their loyalty. Instead of crushing their spirit, he chose a different path. He chose respect. Alexander embraced Egyptian customs. He participated in their rituals. He even made offerings to their gods. This act, unthinkable to many conquerors, showed his political savvy. He understood that true power lay not just in might, but in understanding. The coronation ceremony was a sight to behold. The grandeur of the event was unparalleled, with every detail meticulously planned to reflect the divine nature of the pharaoh. The air was thick with the scent of incense, and the rhythmic chants of the priests echoed through the grand halls. Imagine the grandeur, the colors, the chants of the priests. The vibrant hues of the priests' robes, adorned with intricate patterns, shimmered under the golden light of the torches. Each chant, each movement was a tribute to the gods, a plea for their blessings on the new ruler. Alexander, dressed in the traditional robes of the pharaohs, received the double crown of Upper and Lower Egypt. This crown was not just a symbol of power, but a testament to the unity of the two lands. As he stood there, the weight of his new role began to dawn on him. The weight of history rested upon his shoulders. He was now part of a lineage that stretched back millennia, a lineage that included some of the most revered figures in history. The responsibility was immense, but so was the honor. By accepting this crown, Alexander was embracing a legacy thousands of years old. He was stepping into the shoes of gods and kings, becoming a bridge between the past and the future. This act was more than a mere formality. It was a profound transformation. He was no longer just a foreign king. In the eyes of the Egyptians, he was now one of their own, a ruler chosen by the gods to lead them. His foreign origins were overshadowed by the divine right bestowed upon him. He was the living embodiment of Horus, the falcon god. This association with Horus was not just symbolic, it was a declaration of his divine status. As Horus, he was seen as the protector of the realm, a guardian of the people. He was the protector of Egypt, the guarantor of Ma'at, their cosmic order. Ma'at represented truth, balance, and justice, and it was now Alexander's duty to uphold these principles. His reign was to ensure the harmony of the universe. This wasn't just a political act, it was a symbolic fusion of cultures. Alexander's coronation as pharaoh was a melding of Greek and Egyptian traditions, a testament to the blending of two great civilizations. It marked the beginning of a new era, one where the East and West would come together in harmony. Section 5. The Enigma of the Firon. The Egyptians, in their ancient language, called Alexander Firon. Now, this wasn't just a pronunciation quirk. It wasn't them mispronouncing Pharaoh. The word Firon, it seems, held deeper meaning. It denoted a ruler who was both king and outsider, someone who commanded respect, yet walked a different path. Think about it. Alexander, with his Greek heritage, his Macedonian army, he was a paradox. He was a conqueror who embraced the conquered. He was a foreigner who became a pharaoh. The Egyptians recognized this duality, this fascinating blend of cultures. Alexander, ever the pragmatist, knew the importance of knowledge. He consulted with Egyptian priests, scholars of astronomy, mathematics, and medicine. These were the keepers of ancient wisdom, the heirs to a legacy of learning that far surpassed even that of the Greeks. He didn't just conquer their land, he sought to understand their minds. He recognized the value of their knowledge, their understanding of the cosmos. This wasn't just curiosity, it was a thirst for knowledge that would shape his reign. On the shores of the Mediterranean, Alexander founded a city that would bear his name, Alexandria. This wasn't just another city, it was his grand vision made manifest. A fusion of Greek and Egyptian cultures, a beacon of knowledge and trade. Imagine a bustling metropolis, Greek philosophers debating in grand libraries, Egyptian mathematicians charting the stars, Persian merchants hawking their wares. Alexandria became a melting pot of ideas, a testament to Alexander's vision of a world united. Alexander's reign as pharaoh was short-lived. He would die young, leaving behind a legacy as vast as the empire he conquered. But in Egypt, his impact was profound. He was a pharaoh unlike any other, a bridge between East and West. His embrace of their culture, his respect for their traditions, it left a mark on the Egyptian psyche. He showed that conquest didn't have to mean destruction. It could usher in an era of cooperation, of cultural exchange. Alexander's story reminds us that history is not black and white. It's a tapestry woven from countless threads, a complex dance of cultures and conquests. He was a product of his time, a man of ambition and contradictions. But his legacy in Egypt, as the Firon, as the outsider king who embraced their ways, that story continues to fascinate. It challenges our perceptions of the past. It reminds us that even in conquest, there can be understanding, there can be respect, and sometimes, just sometimes, there can be the birth of something truly remarkable.